There we go. Hey! Hello, my friends. How are you doing? Long time no see. Let me fix my screen setup here for a second. What needs to be in the second screen? This needs to be in the second screen.
Oh, that's horrible.
Whoa. Okay, sorry. Yeah, that's horrible. That's perfect comment for my live stream. Oh, you didn't even hear that because I turned it off. Okay, never mind. There we go. Hi, Do. How you doing? Thanks for joining. Long time no see. Yeah, there we go. Let me put the chat over here. And then, man, well, every time the same story. Survey. How are you doing? How is everything going for you? Do I see everything here for the chat? I think I do, yes. Okay, cool. So this is for the 14th. Let me copy that real quick. 1 second, just 1 moment. We're gonna do some show me your AI art style video. So, and then we can also experiment with this a little bit. This is not a challenge. It's a live stream. There we go. It doesn't even matter, actually. 1 second, submit your AI art. No. Okay, no adult, political or religious content. One submission per person. Okay, cool. Publish. Anyone with that link? Yes, shorten the link. Boom. Okay. Submit your AI art here. All right, here. There we go. Boom. You can send it here. You can send a link here if you want to, and then we can check it out in the stream. I'm going to pin that message. There we go. I'm done. I am ready to stream. You know what? This time, every time there's something with my stream, there has to be something in the basically cosmic energy or the matrix or something. Every time I want to stream, something doesn't work. This time the webcam didn't work, so I had to restart the computer, plug it in and out, and blah, just like figuring out to get it to work. It worked today before, and now it didn't work. It's like magic. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, hey to Netherlands. Hi, Letty. Letty. Is that how you would say that, Letty? Okay, cool. How's everything going for you? How is everybody excited or not excited about AI? whatever floats your boat, so to speak. Right now, I'm kind of pondering about getting again a Midjourney subscription, to be honest. And by the way, let me mute my microphone 1 sec. All right, there we go. Just had some like a plastic bag here that was like rustling. I didn't want to have that. So remove that. 1 second, let me see. And also submit. So we can check out some stuff. Hey, from Cyprus. Hi. Thanks, nice to join. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. Charis? Yes. I'm a long-time fan. Oh, thank you very much. That's cool. I have some time. Please tell us know about the status of open source image models today. I don't know. I mean, there is still a lot of open models, but yes. Oh, that's correct, Letty. Okay, that's cool. There's a lot of models. I think like we're approaching the area where the closed models are way more powerful because they are bigger and it's way more costly to train them. Everything is becoming more complex. So for open source, it's becoming a little bit difficult to keep up with what is going on out there. Then again, on the other hand, personally, from my feeling, I would feel like if we would go back to SDXL and just have like nice models and nice loras and stuff. We could do way more creative stuff. Personally, I have to admit, with the new stuff, hey, thank you very much, Travis. Thanks for the donation. That really means a lot. Thanks for the support. That's really awesome. I'm a little bit bored with the stuff of the newer like commercial models, like Flux and stuff. It's like a little bit, you know, it's what I don't like about it is, on the one hand, it gives you what you ask for, so that's nice. But then it's very rigid and everything looks a little bit like a boring like stock art, you know, because it's not trained on the like the artist input. So we need some more like creative input stuff that makes the model more artistic at the end of the day, right? I don't know. So, and that's kind of like personally, and kind of, I don't know if this is an announcement or not, but to be honest, I think I will add again, once in a while, some videos about photo editing and photography and artistic journey to my channel, like I did before AI, because it's more artistic, you know, and photography has a lot of similarity, I feel like, to AI. You press a button, you get an image, but there's still a lot of you in there, you know? And I feel like you can train loras for Flux, but there's something missing. I'm missing something about that. I really like, I'm still like the best time for me still was SD 1.5. With all the loras and the creativity from the community and how fast everything was to train and do. And now you can do cool stuff with ChatGPT and Nano Banana and stuff like that, but it's a little bit, you know, I don't know. And that's what I kind of like about Midjourney. Midjourney is very behind, to be honest, in a lot of ways. In a lot of things that you should be able to do, but then on the other hand, it's very creative. It's still very artistic for their models and what you can do. Let me see if we have some submissions yet. Oh, we have only one submission. Come on, guys, send me something so we can look at that. Submit some of your AI art so we can check that out. There we go. We only have one so far. I'm going to wait a little bit longer for some more submissions. In the meantime, we maybe can look a little bit at Midjourney. 1 second. There's the screen. Look at that. There we go. Have a better aesthetic, yeah, because the older model have been trained on all the art stuff, you know. And I feel like you see like all these colors and the vibrance and the creativity, but also like the oddness of what Midjourney does, like this kind of stuff here, for example. I don't know. It's not something that Flux necessarily would be able to do in that way, right? Can I do that like this? It's again the problem with my screen. I really have to change the screen. The screen is great for gaming and for working, but not for streaming. Yeah, the weirdness, right? The weirdness of Midjourney is just like wonderful. You see these little critters and stuff, and I feel like Midjourney is like looking into another universe at times. And that's kind of like what I want to do with AI is this kind of like dream diving, basically, or maybe soul diving, you know, exploring strange new worlds. Because I mean, what we like about art is the creativity of others to look at that. I know my own thoughts. I don't want to see my own thoughts. I want to have like I want to have an idea and then see creative thoughts that are not so close to my own idea. So I get, you know, inspired and like challenged philosophically and pushed into all kinds of dream worlds and stuff like that. And I feel like Midjourney does that better than most other pages. Unless you can tell me about a page that also is that kind of like creative. By the way, this kind of stuff is also pretty cool, where you prompt for multiple videos in one video. And AI can actually do that. Especially, like, I actually only know it from Midjourney. I've done that before. And then also got some videos out of there. I don't think I ever posted that, though. Sorry, I have to look at the chat also. What does the chat say? Totally agree with both points. I'm painting Midjourney at least 3 years. 2 Claude and ChatGPT, but I love Stable Diffusion at Automatic 11 and Comfy UI Spirit mostly. Yeah, me too. You know? Midjourney anymore, why is that? Because I think in Midjourney there's just nothing to talk about. That's one of the downsides with Midjourney is it is really good, but it's very slow developing new tools. And because of that, there is just no news to share about that. And then it doesn't have the tools that people expect. And so you can do some really cool stuff, but it's also very random. There's very little control over what you do. And I see it as a benefit because I just like, I use AI to dream and dive into other worlds. But if you want to do it, if you want to have AI to create a specific output and have a lot of control for filmmaking or for clients, for advertisements, stuff like that, the other things like Higgsfield and Nano Banana and stuff like that, of course, works much better because it has a lot of control in it. And it gives you repeatable results. That's also a very important part about that. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Is that? You think that's good? Peanut butter and broccoli? Do you say broccoli or broccoli or how you pronounce that? In German, it's broccoli. My go-to photographer is Erwin Olaf. Oh, interesting. Okay. His style is deeply SDXL. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Broccoli. Well, yeah. Writing broccoli is not really helping me to understand how it's pronounced. Okay, let's see if there is some more yeah, we do have some more submissions. Okay, they're all from Nyber Motion. Okay, interesting. Let me go to the big screen real quick so I can verify these links so we don't have anything we shouldn't see. All right, 1 second. Ooh. Okay. Can I make these bigger? Oh, I can. Cool. Interesting. All right. Interesting. Okay. It's kind of like a vintage from the style. Can I do this bigger here? Oh, I can do it way bigger. Oh, it's loading very slow. I'm not sure if this is... Wow, this is crazy. All right, let me switch over real quick. 1 second. Boom. There we go. Look at that. Wow. Pretty amazing. Is that SDXL or is it Flux or how was this created with the Red King? It's pretty cool though. Very nice. It might be SDXL. Because there's some errors in here, that the hands here are very nice, but then over here not so much. But it might also be like Flux and you trained LoRa or something. Not 100% sure. But very nice, beautiful colors also. You've eaten it like that? Is that good? With peanut butter? Broccoli and peanut butter, is that good? Okay, and here we have, so the first one was from Infidelis. There we go. And then the other ones are from Nybe Motion. This one, pretty vintage kind of style. It's very nice. Okay. Ah, there it goes. Okay. Very nice also. Vintage portrait. Is that you or is that just a random image? Just a random person. It's very nice though. This one here. She looks a little bit like, oh god, what's her? Snow White, right? From the movie with the short haircut and such. The blue lips are very nice. I made it with Adobe Firefly ecosystem upscaler with Topaz. For real? Adobe can do stuff like that? Oh, okay. I thought Adobe is more, how can I say, conservative about the content you can create. So that's interesting that Firefly can do that. And how many images can you do with Firefly for how much money? It's not included in the normal, we can actually look that up. 1 second, let me see real quick. Firefly. Firefly subscription. There we go. So this is in euros and the text is in German. Wait, can I change this to English? EN. Nope. Yeah, I want to keep that. Oh, and it couldn't find that page. That's great. There we go. Where's the pricing though? There we go. Woof. Okay. Credits. I hate it when pages say credits and don't say what you get for credits. Like, how does it help me to know that I get 2,000 credits if I don't know what a credit is? Is a credit an image or not? 25-second videos. Ugh, only 20 videos per month? Okay. Standard image features like generated fill. Okay. Not they allow third-party models. It was not Firefly model. Oh, they allow third-party models? Interesting. Okay. So what kind of model was it then? Do you know? Or do they not really tell you what kind of model that is? It looks a little bit pricey. Standard. Desktop, web, and mobile? Okay. And I mean, the good thing is you get like unlimited access to standard image features like generative fill, mood boards, and more. Especially generative fill. So I guess like a lot of photographers are using that. I mean, I wonder if you have unlimited access to generative fill, could you step by step create an image like this with generative fill? Out of maybe photo bashing and then replacing it with more details? Or I don't know. Probably not. Probably it's going to be a pain in the ass to do that. Generative fill is amazingly good though for photography. Okay. Let's have a look at these other images in the meantime. Also very nice, very classic style. Vintage. Vintage is coming back right now, right? Everybody's wearing like old vintage stuff again. I mean, it has come again. And then I think gone again, and now it's come again with the vintage stuff. Before it was the prior vintage stuff. I think like before, it was like, what was in before? The vintage before was more like 80s vintage, right? And now it's 90s vintage, right? Oh, really? You can use generative fill like that to do photo bashing and then turn it into like a concept art or something? But then you have unlimited image generation, basically, in an artistic way. Integrate Nano Banana. Oh yeah, I've seen that you can use Nano Banana in inside of Firefly, inside of Photoshop. But I wonder if that's gonna be unlimited. Probably not, because it's from a third party, right? They have to pay them. So yeah, that's also very nice. Are these based on real photos, or this is an AI creation in that color style? Because based on a real photo and like preserving all these details would be very interesting. Especially if it keeps looking like that person and not changing, right? Photo bashing, but really similar. Oh yeah, interesting. Right. Well, photo bashing, I mean like the setup of like creating the scene out of different images you found on Google and then replacing them with generative fill to the content you want. But you can also like paint stuff on the in the background. Do we have anybody else who wants to send something? Because otherwise we just show the neighbor motion images here, which is pretty cool. But it would be cool to see images from more people. So feel free to use the link on top of the chat to submit a link to your work. Neighbor Motion is using Imgur to send. I think it's free to upload. And then you can just share the link. It's pretty cool. Looks a little bit like Doctor Who, maybe, because of the trench coat, right? It's pretty nice. Very cool. And then this guy here. He looks a little bit like Saddam because of the beard and the hairstyle and such. Although, like, that's like the classic. That's a classic hairstyle of that age of men, I would say, if you still have hair. So yeah. The oh god, I don't even know what that called. What is that called? The jacket that he's wearing? I mean, it's very fancy. This is not a real cut, but it looks very, like, fancy. But usually, I think in German you would call it a Frack, when it's like this kind of like suit jacket, but has a long back. In English, I don't know what you would say. Okay. Do we have some more? Oh, there we go. Should I? Oh, this is YouTube. 1 second. I have to first of all check that, and then also let me mute my mic for a second. Oh, you didn't. Shit, you didn't even hear me. Sorry, I forgot about. What was his name? Cleastic, you sent me not a video, even though it looks like a video link. You sent me the whole channel. It didn't go to a video, so there's something missing in the link, and it didn't work. And then Daniel sent me a whole website, and for some reason the eyes are blurred here. Is that an? It looks like an AI image. Is that a website that is created purely by AI, with wipe coding, or what? So, yeah, that's. Reload. Oh, interesting. Okay. Can do it full. Oh, yeah. No, I don't want to do that. Does the links work? No, they don't work. Okay. Oh, now I can't get back. What? Okay, I have to reload. So it's just I guess it's just a start page. Oh, there we go. Allow. Okay, cool. Okay, so the links probably don't work, and this is just like a start. That's pretty cool. That's very nice. I like the fairy that is flying around here, and it's also transparent. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the text through the fairy. That's pretty cool. There's also like animation of these like fields when you go over them. The buttons are even animated. That is pretty cool. There you can upload something. And then you can, you can like convert yourself into this kind of like AI image here. Interesting. Okay, cool. Very nice. And the upload thing, is that working, or is it just it's just the web design, but the upload doesn't really work? It would be cool if the upload would work, but I'm not sure if Google AI Studio can do that in the background with that kind of image generation. Pretty cool though, very nice. On the video, I was letting you choose. Oh yeah, but you have to send me something. What you want to show me. Or not me, but everybody, you know? All right, cool. Let me close some of the windows here. And then we can explore in the meantime. We can explore in the meantime Midjourney a bit more. This is also amazing. Look at that. I mean, like I said, Midjourney is very random. So you can't now really... I mean, they have like a character thing where you can put people... Like you can put characters in different scenes, but you can't really... Like you don't have super much control over the rest of it. You know? That becomes a bit complicated with Midjourney. But they make really nice results. You know what's also interesting about AI is even though AI can do a lot for us, it's still hard to do things, right? Because creativity is not easy, and using the tools is also not easy. And if you want to do anything more than just like the basic lucking into one good result, it's really hard to go on from there. And say, oh, like for example, you say, oh, that's pretty cool. There we have the Michael Jackson Thriller video. And now I want to do that, but I want to do the complete video. That's going to be super hard to recreate that, right? And with some AIs, you might be able to just like screen capture or even input the original like videos and then transform it into a different style. I think like Runway, for example, might be able to do that. Yeah, but still it's not easy. And if you don't want to like recreate a video that's already out there, coming up with good stuff is not easy at all. And understanding like what kind of things do you need to even create something interesting, right? Do we have something new here? Oh, we do. Okay, cool. And I found it out for myself because of... Oh, now we have other YouTube video. Wait, let me mute my sound again. It's again just a link to a channel. It's not pointing to an individual YouTube video. It's just a complete channel. So that doesn't really help. You have to send me an individual video, and then I'm also going to play it muted because of the copyright stuff. Because in the past, I always had problems with copyright. And then the copyright, you either have to like edit out that part of the video or replace the music or mute the music anyways, or you can't use the music unless you want the video to be demonetized, right? Okay. You know, for me, interestingly enough, I'm always like, for years, I had the kind of like dream of like just creating videos about the places where I go. And as you know, I have been multiple times to Thailand, to Bangkok, to Asia in general. But I always, when I like take out my camera, I'm really overwhelmed with the place because I don't know what to film. You know, and then I just like take some random videos and I try to cut them together. But afterwards, there is so much missing that it's not consistent. It's not, you know, it's not resulting in an interesting video. I still have to work on that and figure that out. And also you have to figure out what you want to say. So that's also not easy. If you just ramble, it's like nobody cares about that. So yeah. Anyways, show me some other stuff that you want to show me. Midjourney is really crazy. You know what? I'm really wondering in the future, when people look back at our time and they say, oh, one of the biggest problems for AI was AI wasn't allowed to look on what we created in the past. And I don't know. Don't you think like it sounds kind of like ridiculous to think about that, right? They say, really? We couldn't, you know, like we handle it like the biggest secret ever. Like in the past with the production of silk, and nobody was allowed to talk about how to make silk, and now it's like every tourist is shown how to make silk because now it's out in the open. And the artworks are out in the open, and it's all about the copyright stuff and this and that. And I understand that partially, but on the other hand, if you look at it from the other side, you're like, we had the chance to create something really amazing, and then I don't know, we just said, no, I don't want AI to look at my stuff. You know? Isn't that a little bit strange? Okay. What else do we have here? Let me check this real quick. Okay, that's cool. Let me close this. And let me close that. And then what do we have here? Oh, okay, there's a video. This is gladly without sound, or like it's muted. I'm not sure I can show that. I mean, it's not a human. And it doesn't show anything specific. Maybe I can show that. Okay. Start with something easy. Oops, sorry. That's the wrong one. Ah! Get me back. There we go. Sorry for that. Oh man. There we have some Tamu ads here. Do you know what's strange about Tamu? Every time I see an advertisement on Facebook or another page from Amazon, it is some random stuff where most of the time I don't even know what the product is that I'm seeing. It's so random. Stuff that I would never use, that doesn't fit me. And that's besides the fact that I have like bought almost everything on Amazon in the last 15 years, let's say. They should know everything about me, and yet their promotions are like the biggest garbage you can imagine. And then Tamu, every single time Tamu has an ad, I'm like, that looks cool. I would love to have that, but it's Tamu, so I know it's fake, so I can't buy it, but I would love to have that. How can they figure out what I like, but Amazon can't figure out what I like? Anyways, this looks like a Lamborghini, which I really like. One of my favorite car brands. Even though, to be honest, in real life, every time I see them, they are very low. I don't want to have one because like they are way lower than a normal car, which makes sense for the, like, what is it called? Aerodynamics, so you can drive fast, but they are not the height of a normal car. They are way lower. I don't want to sit, it's kind of like, I don't know. Doesn't it feel like you're sitting like in a little baby carriage or something? You're like way lower than everybody else. And also like if everybody is higher up than you with their cars, how much can you see in traffic? Because you're blocked on both sides with cars, right? Isn't that strange? He was talking about Firefly and now it is advertisement. Yeah, it's wild. Everything goes. There we go. We have this little lemur here. Amazing. So beautiful. What kind of AI is that? How did you do that? That's from Catherine, by the way. There we go. Okay, cool. Very beautiful. Such like realistic motion, other than that he is like standing on top of flowers, but like really nice. Very cool. Okay, now he's almost eating the butterfly. Wow. What is that? What kind of AI does do that? Is that, I'm sorry you see it so small. Can I make it bigger? Well, my screen is really annoying me. You know what? Let me see. I have to put the chat on the second screen. I'm gonna attempt to change my screen resolution midstream, which is a very bad idea. But I'm just like fed up with not being able to go full screen. I don't even know where to do that. Oh, there you go. If the stream breaks. Ah! Okay, keep changes. Oh, it's good. It works. Okay, cool. It works. Good. So now I can show you the full screen image video. There we go. Boom. Ah, so much better. There we go. Ah, now I can see that. Is that image to video, really? And what did you use to create that? Ah, the mother and the baby. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Okay, cool. Right. Let's go back here one more time. Aesthetic, yeah, very nice. Huh, so fluffy. Why do animals always look so good? Isn't that strange? That's something I don't understand. Like, I don't know about your aesthetical feeling, but I feel like a lot of mankind doesn't look that good. And I feel like with animals, I mean, probably we don't know animals good enough to see the difference, but I feel like almost every animal looks really beautiful. And humans are like, I mean, we are also, to be honest, we spend a lot of time just sitting around. So that's probably one of the reasons why we don't look that good. And also we live longer than the usual animal. So if we would die at the same time that a wildlife animal dies, which for a human would probably be around 40, I would say. How about that? 40? I think until 40, most people look pretty good. And then, yeah, it's going downhill. Fast. All right, anyways. This is the picture in question where I'm not quite sure. But at the same time, there's nothing to see. So, yeah, no pants, but there's nothing there. So, another problem. I don't know what this text here means. Does traditional mean it's a drawing? And then digital manual, does that mean it's like a digital drawing? And then this is digital assisted. So this is like, I guess the drawing has been done and then it has been re-rendered with AI on top of that, which is really beautiful. Added a lot of detail at the same time. It's very close to it. So that's a very nice method. And it's really nice how it stuck to all of these details and basically created the same image, but finished, you know? Getting from here to there, that takes a lot more skill that you need to have in the first place, and then also takes a lot of time to even create this like fine detail and shading and whatever. So yeah, that's pretty amazing. I mean, to be able to draw like that on the first image is already pretty skillful. But I think if you have less detail than that, you still can arrive at that, as I have shown in the past with SDXL, LCM back in the day. That was one of the best times. LCM was really cool. Live drawing and live updates of AI. We kind of have that with Flux and stuff, but again, Flux is not that creative. Okay, what else do we have here? We have another YouTube video. I have to go over here again, 1 second, and then mute. All right, so that looks like a rather short video. We can do that. Let's have a look-see here. We have a very nice monster with glowing teeth and a poodle. Okay, so the monster is walking the poodle. Oh, and that's it. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, one more time. Let's have a look at the suggestions here. Let's see what YouTube has in menu for me. Well, what do they think I want to watch? Magic versus Madness? No, I don't like magic. Who is that? I think that's an actress. I don't remember. Cheater? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't know who that is. Is that a Japanese TV show? Maybe if it oh yeah, Japanese TV show, that's good. This is an actress, but I don't remember where I've seen that. Jumping out of the water. Don't want to see that. Don't want to see that. I hate these live ruined videos. My God. I hate this kind of like, I call it whiny YouTube. I hate that. Also this year, Deceiver, Predator, blah, blah, blah. All this kind of like crying. Why this failed. Why this guy got cancelled. This and that. Like, and that's also here. So this is negative. This is negative. This is negative. God damn it. Like YouTube is really trying to I don't know, ruin our brains with that shit. Okay, anyways, there we go. A little bit ranting. There we go. Ooh, hello. Okay. There we get some sexy AI. Okay. Submit some more if you want to. I feel like what AI is missing is people who can tell about the creative process. And I wish I could tell more about that, but I didn't study that part. I'm more from the fine arts area, so I can show you how to be crazy, but I don't think people like that too much because it's very abstract. And the kind of like Disney entertainment applied arts style, I don't know. I didn't study that. That's a different kind of art school. So I wish I would know more about that. I wish I was able to like photo bash and create landscapes and character design and stuff like. I can talk about it, but I can't really do it. Other than like just telling AI do it for me and then pointing out this and that is nice, but drawing it myself, no, I can't do that. Oh. Anyways, push to me about Gordon James. Oh yeah, this. Oh God, these whiny channels. This and that is ruined, and always from people where you think like, what did you do with your life? Did you achieve anything? Like, this person is, even if they are probably not ruined at all, it's just clickbait. But even if they were ruined, in their ruin, they will still be more than you have ever been in your whole life with your stupid clickbait, whiny YouTube channel, you know? Very, very sad to see these stupid channels. But anyways, they generate clicks, so why not? And of course, everybody's curious about that stuff. Oh, that looks a lot like, oh God. Help me with the name. Bus Beats? No? Who is the guy? The really cool guy for motion luras? Something with B. Very cool guy. He has Beats in a YouTube name, because I think in the past he did music videos. Or like videos about music stuff. And something with B, I think. Bolt Beats? Bus Beats? Brett Beats? Something like that. I can't remember right now. But he had a motion lure that looks very similar to this. So interesting that this is now here. But doesn't mean it's based on that. Because you can see like from the original image it looked like that. So there's already like this kind of like twisting motion in there. You're a fine art student yourself? Oh, interesting. In the 5th year? Oh, so you're like basically almost finished. So what's your thing that you're doing? What is your art style? And how do you how do you plan to make money? Like, I mean, if you get successful with it, that's good. As you can see, I do YouTube. I don't make art. So yeah, submit some more stuff if you want to. Oh, there we go. We have another one, Civic AI. Let's do the click of doom here and see if we. Oh, okay, cool. It's just like PP shape, but it's not a PP. There we go. Oh, and we have the new Xbox here, the Xbox. There we go. Interesting woman. Her one leg is way longer than the other leg. That's interesting, but never mind that. It's a pretty cool image. It reminds me a little bit of... I have streamer brain so hard again today. It's a Nintendo video game with a woman in a suit. She can transform into a ball. It's called Metroid Prime. There we go. Yes. Boom, it worked. Okay, cool. It's very much Metroid Prime, right? Is it not? Metroid Prime mixed maybe with, I don't know, the Avenger, the Guardians or something? A little bit. So that's pretty cool. Metroid, yeah, Metroid Prime. I think I've never finished even one of those games. I think, like, to be honest, Nintendo is... I had 2 Nintendo consoles. I actually had 3 Nintendo consoles. I had a Game Boy, I had a N64, and I had a GameCube. And I'm not sure, but I think I never finished a single Nintendo game in my life. And I had Zelda, and I had like Super Mario and stuff like. Never finished any of those. I don't know why. Okay. There we go. Let me know. Like, send something. Send some more stuff. And this guy here is doing the boogie. Boogie woogie. There we go. Having a good time. All right. What would you say? What time is that? Is that 90s? It's probably 90s, right? The grinning guy behind him is a little bit eerie, right? There we go. Very cool video, though. Very nice. I'm really thinking about getting Midjourney again. Who in the chat is still using Midjourney? Especially like with the video subscription, it's a little bit pricey, but it's kind of like it's kind of worth it. Oh, mood boards. Can I click on that, or do they? Oh no, they immediately want to have money. There we go. Okay. No, not even a preview. They could at least, like, I feel like they could at least put a picture here so you see what the mood board is before they want to get money grabby here. And the 24 per month, that's pretty cool, but the amount of videos you get is very, very limited. Because you don't have relaxed video generation. I wish, like, they would include relaxed video generation of a certain amount. Not unlimited, but like a certain, like, you know? So you can get away with it. So they say, for example, you can get, let's say, 10 videos per day in relaxed mode. And then if you go for this one here, with the pro plan, you get unlimited videos in relaxed mode. And I feel like that would be okay, maybe. And then you also get the normal amount of videos that you have with GPU time, with these like 15 hours fast generation. But yeah. Okay, anyways, anybody else sending something? Whoops. Oh, we have some more stuff. Monday sent something, interesting name. Oh, we already sent something. Let's see the second one. Oh, okay. Ooh. All right. How do you call that? I mean, it looks like a baseball bat with these like knobs on top of it. I don't even know how to call that. It's probably a baseball bat, right? Does it have a special name if it's like a weapon? Looks pretty cool. Love the pants. Love the pants design. And the horns also very nice. The pose is also very cool. What kind of AI is that? Woo! Look at the detail. Look at the resolution. Holy moly. There you go. Okay. the pants. Wow. And there we have the baseball bat. Very cool. Wow. Oh, look at the foot. Nice details. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that adds up. See the other one? Oh, also 5. Very nice details. Look at that. Perfectly manicured also. There we go. All right. How about the hands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Very good. And the other hand? Oh, we can't see that. Okay, cool. Very nice. The weapon is called a kanabo. Really? That's a real thing? Kanabo? Kanabo? Let me check this real quick. Let's fact check this really quick. Kanabo. Let's see. Oh. Cult of Athena. A metal stick or metal club? Okay. Spiked or studded two-handed war club used in feudal, how do you say that? Japan by samurai. Other related weapons of this type are the whatever. Okay. That was used for real? I feel like you have to have like amazing strength to wield that. Oh, okay. It looked kind of different. Much longer, much thinner. Yeah, I can see how you can use that. The other one looks pretty excessive, especially if it's that size. I don't think you can wield that. That looks like how heavy do you think that is? 30 kilos or more, I guess, if it's solid. If it's not solid, then of course not. I guess classic weapons. Okay, there's no sound. Oh wow, nice detail. Look at that with the dinos. Very cool. There we go. Oh, and he's growing. He's morphing into a different dino. There we go. Let's see. Whoop. Starts out good and then bloom. He's suddenly this long guy here. That's the catfishing. There we go. The date turned out a little bit different than they thought. What else do we have here? This crap again. Oh, that looks... What is this? Solo winter camping? In an IKEA back tent. Okay, maybe that's interesting. Oh, true crime. Kind of like true crime, to be honest. Did you know that they have now an oh god, what is it called? What do you get against COVID? You get a vaccine. They now have a vaccine against HIV, apparently. So that's pretty interesting. If that works and if it's true, that would be pretty cool. Okay. Anyways. SoundCloud. Oh, no. Sorry, I'm not going to play any sounds because of copyright stuff, because you never know. So here we have some more sexy fighting ladies with some blue fire here. Wow, very nice. Is that from any show that I should know, or is that just something random that you created? I don't know. I'm not a huge animist person, to be honest. I like some stuff like the Ghibli movies and stuff. I like stuff with a good story that is either melancholic or romantic or a mix of that. And I would say the Ghibli movies fall into that mostly. Or like exploration kind of thing. But the problem with most anime style, they are basically all have the same story. And I'm very surprised that the market is like that. It's always this kind of like strange child that nobody likes, but then he has superpowers, and for some reason he's the only one who can save the world. And then you always have the scene, and like for me that's absolutely mind-blowing, that basically whole series of anime are built on the effect that they stand there and then they fight for a little, and then someone in the audience, someone is watching always the fights for some reason. Someone in the audience says, he can't do that. Nobody can do that. Nobody has ever done that. And he does his power thing and he glows a little bit and then he does that. And everybody's like, and then the next time they have to do it a little bit more powerful to up the ante. But like, what? You know, that's basically Dragon Ball, right? Like, nobody can move that stone. And then he's like, boop. And everybody's like, right? Isn't that like all of Dragon Ball? Like, this boy can't defeat the robot. The robot is dead. Oh, wow. Right? What the fuck? I mean, the story in between is pretty cool. I like the story. If they could cut out all the fight scenes and like limit it to I don't know, less fighting, more story, I would love it, Yeah. Anyways. And I feel like a lot of anime is made like that. Ooh, okay. Oh my god. Holy moly. Yeah. And where are his arms? I hope his arms are not like that. You can't see them. I don't know where they are. Wow. Too much, my friend. Too much. Okay, what do we... okay. Getting kicked here. Like, it's not Street Fighter, but something like that. There we go. Have you watched The Adventures of Remo Green? No, I haven't even heard about that. By the way, there's a series, I haven't watched it yet, but it looks really cool. And I can't remember what it's called. I think the title is something like The Gatherers or something like that. I can look it up. 1 second. And it's supposed to be really good. Let me see. I'm collecting a lot of like movie and show titles in Google Keep right now. Scavenger Reign. Scavenger's Reign. There we go. Scavenger's Reign. Apparently it's very good, but I don't know. I've not watched it yet. I have recently watched what is it called? 1899 or something like that. Which I was like kind of disappointed by. It's dragged out way too long. But if you like something like that, it might be exactly what you want to watch. It's kind of cool in a Black Mirror way. Where is the damn link for that? That's not it. That's not it. I'm pretty sure it's called 1899, even though I can't find it yet. This is like a Black Mirror. Oh yeah, 1899. They're on a ship. And it's kind of horror kind of thing, but it's very slow. The story unfolds very slowly. That's the only critique I have about that. The rest is pretty cool, though, about the show. Let me switch over here. Very cool. Very nice. Again, amazing detail. Very cool. Look at that. Look at how high res this is. Wow. And and everything is correct here. What model is that again? Did you tell me before? It's in public domain? What is in public domain? The first one was a character from One Piece. Oh, Fire Lady is from Avatar, The Last Airbender. Okay, interesting. Adventures of Remo Green is AI generated. Really? Maybe we have watched that already. I don't know. Look at that. Look at these beautiful details here. So what kind of model is that? Is that an upscaled STXL model or something like that? Or is that... Because it totally doesn't look like it. You can do that with Flux. But correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, look at that. Wow, look at this motion detail here. Holy shit, how did he do that? And this perspective, like it's really hard to render a face from the lower part. From that perspective, really hard. Of a song from 1927 Japan. Yeah, but if it's copyrighted, I don't know. I don't want to risk it. And also, like, it's not about listening to music. It's looking about at videos and images. Let's see what we have here. Thread without seam. Oh my god! Civet AI is like planted with advertisement now. What happens if I put on the ad blocker? Oh, it still works. What is this? Oh, that's your story. That's like you made a... I don't understand. Is this an AI like story that you made? Because the images don't seem to belong to each other. It's very random. And then you have some kind of... Is this poetry here? Here that the chord beneath the frost far it does not sound in parts. What? Ah, so for it does not sound in parts. A light hangs where the sky was broken, a coal without fire waiting. I have no idea what that means. A hand hovers, the air leans. The air leans? The bell tolls through no iron springs. What in the name is this? Its echo does not remain, it runs threatening. What? Is that AI written, or did you... I don't know. Did you just furiously punch the keyboard? What the hell does this mean? 1 second, let me ask ChatGPT. What is this and what does it mean? Let me see. Let's close this. Very poetic, symbolic style. It's not literal language, but rather metaphorical and possibly mystical. Okay. Let me switch here again. Let's break it down. Such as something hidden, muted, and dormant under the ice. Changing happens. Sky was broken. Light hope and potential presence. Oh god. Write the poem in plain English. Let's see if we can do that. Listen carefully, there's a hidden harmony beneath the frozen silence, and it plays as a single whole sound. Okay. A light still hangs, but the sky was once torn open like a coal that has not yet been lit, waiting. Ah. A hand pauses in mid-air, the wind seems to hold its breath, and a bell rings, though no bell is there. Okay. Its sound does not stay, it runs onward through roots and stone until something bright and silver finally holds it still. If that is what it means, I have no idea. And this is way beyond my... Echo does not remind, it runs threatening root and stone. Threatening root and stone. So it's a little bit different from the meaning. Until silver catches it. Alright. Too much. Okay. I have no idea. There we go. Do we have something else? What is this? Oh, Catherine has something else. Another video, maybe. Another cute animal. Yep. No? Oh. Ah. Why did you post it like that? Did you... It looks like you exported it for, like... vertical smartphone. You exported it horizontally and then vertically, and then you posted it vertically, and we have a horizontal screen, so it's... and I can't zoom in there, so yeah, we have some bunnies around Red Riding Hood, kind of. Thank you very much. Looks pretty cool, but we can't really see it. What is this? Oh, the sound. I'm not sure what I'm looking at and why this is a video, because it looks like a still image other than the person in the background. So, and why is this table hovering in midair? Okay. Strange. And this is made by Vio? Really? Oh, interesting. Okay. Good. The strangeness mounts. I guess there's more strangeness coming. And we didn't find it. Something is missing, Chip. Can you post that link again? Because it didn't work. Or maybe your post is private. That could also be. If it's private, you have to kind of like make it public or something, or make a link that I can access. Otherwise, I don't know. It's an illustrious no-buy merge. No-buy merge? I don't even know what that is. What is a illustrious no-buy merge? Was that the Civic AI thing that was so strange? This one here? So what is going on here? Is that like a story, or is it just a bunch of images, or are these like, is this like designed for playing cards or what? I don't know. Different characters from a fantasy world. Something is going on here. I mean, it's pretty cool. Looks very nice. But other than that, I'm not sure what we are looking at. He looks pretty cool. Is he? He looks like a dwarf and an elf at the same time, with the pointy ears. Very cool. Interesting. All right. Yeah. What else do we have? Do we have something else? No. Chip, try to send that link again because it didn't work. Yeah. By the way, since when? Oh. Since when is the Explore tab? Oh, it's not limited? Do we get more? No. Since when is the Explore tab limited on Midjourney? Or is it like limited for free users, and then if you pay for it, you can like scroll endlessly? There we go. me after a weekend. No, I wish. When have you been drunk the last time? I kind of like really enjoyed being drunk when I was young as a student and such. But now, I mean, who are you going to drink with? You know, everybody in my age is working, so they don't really have time for that. And if they have time, they don't want to spend it like drunk and then hung over for the next day and like really ruined for the next day. So nobody really has time for that. Hi, Carlos. Thanks for joining. There's a link on the top of the chat where you can send your AI art, so we can check that out today to see what you're doing, what you're up to. By the way, one thing we can also do in the meantime, let me go here and then switch to, no, this is okay. We can compare. I mean, we can start with this, and that should be quite straightforward. So this is what Midjourney does, and now this is what Kriya is doing. Aha, not too bad, not too bad. This is the Kriya model, by the way, which is a little bit closer to Midjourney, and then we can actually turn this into a video. Does it say how much it takes? Let's take this. Okay, let's just see. All right. Did he send the link again yet? No. So here we have the good old doggo. Doggy Doggerson. This is also amazing. I mean, the thing is with Midjourney, if you look at these amazing things, that's not what you always get. These are some of the best results, to be honest. Like if you use the same like prompt, and in this case, this is a video prompt, I guess, and then you have to click on the, this is the same prompt. You might not get that kind of result right away. You have to like experiment and play around until you get something like that. Their video model, though, is pretty solid, I would say. Look at that. Wow, that's pretty cool. Oh, I thought they are both like turning. Oh, with the skeleton in the background. I wish the videos was going a little bit longer because that was cool. Like if if the skeleton would walk up to them and then go like this and then they dance together, that would be amazing. That kind of interaction, but yeah, unlikely. Well, pretty cool though. Do you want that like dance movies come back? Video with song is possible. I will play the video but without song, so it doesn't get demonetized, because every time I allowed videos with sound, I had the video demonetized in the past. Oh, there we go. Doggo. Well, he's just shaking a little bit. He's not really doing anything interesting. Okay, that's with 1.2. I mean, you probably, I could have like added the video prompt a little bit more. How would you describe that motion here? Let me see again. Where's the dog? Doggy? There we go. I'm not sure if 2.1 is actually the best one for this. Oh, we have 2.5 also. Okay, let's try this. Good. Do we have a new link here? No, we don't. Chip? Is Chip not here anymore? Chip, 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 Chip. Do it. Come on. Post it. What does this say? Oh, we're still good. Okay, cool. Man, I really want to... Maybe I should subscribe to Midjourney again. I'm not sure if people would still watch Midjourney videos, or if there is even content on YouTube about that. Let me check real quick, actually. 1 second. What's the latest? All right. That looks pretty dark. This is a sponsored video. This is a sponsored video by OpenAI, by the way. This is OpenAI sponsored. This is Midjourney sponsored. This is a sponsored video by David, whatever that is. And there's another sponsored video here by Hailu. And then there's another sponsored video here by Ad Creative. And then there's another sponsored video. Wow. Okay. And then we have a video about VO3 from 2 months ago. And then we have Nano Banana from 1 month ago. And then we have again Nano Banana 1 month ago. And there's the first Midjourney video. Holy crap. That is 11 months ago. Wow. Midjourney AI tutorial, how to use Midjourney to create stunning art. Oh my god. And then there's another sponsored video. And this is about, oh, this is also about Midjourney 5 months ago. Okay. He generated 8,000 images. Okay. And there's VO3 and another VO3. Create seamlessly iPhones with one image, consistent, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what this is about, but probably not about Midjourney. It's all fake. Yeah, there's like if you search for Midjourney, it's almost nothing about Midjourney. This is 3 months ago, 25 Midjourney tips. There's also about Midjourney 3 months ago. 30,000 views, not too bad though, I have to say. Not too shabby. Only 5,000, but she only has 24,000 subscribers, so this adds up. This makes sense. How many does he have? Also 25,000. Oh, interesting. Okay. And there's also something. So there is still an audience. 10,000 views, that's not too bad. 130,000 views 2 years ago. Okay, that's old. 1 year ago. 4 months ago, 72,000. Interesting. And let me check out this guy, Future Tech Pilot. I don't think from the name of the channel that he is Midjourney dedicated. Oh, he is. That's an interesting channel name to be Midjourney dedicated. Why not call yourself Midjourney Tech Pilot or something like that if all your videos are Midjourney? But interesting. So let's see. The last video was 3 days ago, 2.4 thousand. 10 days ago, 2.5. 2 weeks ago, 3,000. 3 weeks ago, 4,000. 1 month ago, 5.2 thousand. 1 month ago, 12,000. So pretty, like, rather low. How many subs does he have? 81,000. So yeah, the big hype is over, I guess. Interesting. I guess a healthy amount for his amount of subscribers would probably be around 10,000 videos, I guess. 8 to 10,000, so like 10% of the subscribers. The more you get, the more subscribers you get, the less views you get per subscriber. So 10% is kind of like a good average. So this is kind of low here. So maybe there isn't that much interest in Midjourney at the moment. Interesting. But they didn't really add anything new, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does an amazing job. It's more about Midjourney not adding enough functionality to the channel. Would it be worth to get like a year's subscription of Midjourney? I mean, I could do a bunch of videos about Midjourney, why not? Let me check real quick, 1 second. Sorry that I do some channel diving here in the live stream. 1 second, let me see. Midjourney. How much did my last Midjourney video get? Oh, only 13,000. Holy shit. Is that my last one? 3 months ago, really? Oh, this is like just the videos, I guess. You need 3 years ago. Wow. Have I done it for that long? Crazy. Huh, interesting. Yeah, well, good times. Midjourney was the hero once, but well, yeah, they kind of like slowed down a lot. I'm not sure if this was the last video I did, because I did 2 videos. One is just the videos, and this is the 60 videos. And then I did another one where I talk about the Midjourney. Sorry for that. Oh, I'm on top of the message. That's good. Okay. Can I mute that? Can I close that? I don't even know. Anyways, let me see. Oh, we have some more links. Okay, good. Good. Right. Or how about you do some donations and I use the donations to buy some Midjourney and then I make some videos. How about that? Teamwork. There we go. That's pretty cool. I think he's holding the sword in the wrong direction though. He starts out the right way and then, oh no, he does it in the right way. Oh yeah. And then it's turning upside down, sadly. In the last moment, like I think most of the time he's holding it the correct way. And then, yeah, not anymore. Sorry, I should restart the video. But the start is pretty cool. Look at that, holding it up, bringing it down, and then bloop, there it swaps. And it turns into some New Year's Eve fireworks. That's what I wanted to say. Catherine has some more magic. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Leprechaun. Leprechaun Day. This is like an animated. This looks like a video that was animated. Oh, now we have the actual animation. The starting one looks like a photo that's animated with like an Android app. You know these apps where you can like motion animate the image? Looks a little bit like that. But pretty cool. Very cool. Very nice. Very creative with the leprechaun. I don't even know. Are leprechauns, they are Irish or Scottish? I don't know, to be honest. I have no idea. They might be both. But I think more Irish, to be honest. But I'm not sure. What is St. Patrick's Day? Is that Irish? Yeah, there's Irish pubs, so it has to be Irish, right? From the traditions. Do Scots have pubs? Scottish pubs? Do they have them? Because as far as I know, every pub is either English pub or Irish pub. I don't know if I have seen a Scottish pub around the world. Or maybe I have been in a Scottish pub and just didn't realize. Very cool. Thank you very much for that. Did Chip set some? I think Chip is maybe not online anymore. Oh no, he did send something. He did send something. Oh, that was a skeleton. Okay, cool. And then we have another YouTube video, hopefully without sound. Ooh, what's happening? Hello? There we go. Oh yeah, cool. Ooh, looks like a video game. Irish. Oh yeah, there we go. Cool. By Disney for copyright of their characters. That's rich coming from Disney. I mean, Disney, most of their movies are basically not really stolen because the stories are so old, but they are like, it's an American company that has basically just like digged into all kinds of European traditional stories and made them movies, you know? Like Hercules and Snow White and what else is there? I don't know. You know, all these, like most of the Disney movies, other than, of course, Mickey Mouse and stuff like that, is, you know, is classic European stuff. A lot of that, not all of them. Sorry, a lot of them, right? From Disney movies. Let me see. What do we have here? Yeah, Mulan, of course, Chinese, Pocahontas, that makes sense. That's American history. Aladdin, Middle East, of course. The Meerjungfrau, that's a European story as far as I know. Cinderella, European story. Snow White is European story. The Sleeping Beauty, also European story. Basically a German story, I think. But I'm not sure about that 100%, you know. So, yeah. I don't know if, like, Mulan, I think there is an actual Mulan story in China. And they picked it up and changed it. I'm not 100% sure. The Princess and the Frog, that's also a European story. Like, a lot of that is like the Grimm's Märchen, the Grimm brothers. Beauty and the Beast, also from that Grimm book, I think. Not quite sure. But a lot of them, you know. Yeah. And Aladdin is from a story called 1001 Nights. Yeah, I don't know if that's the English title or not, but yeah, it's not exactly like they didn't steal any stuff. They didn't steal them because they have been already like open source, not open source. What is it called? Open Sesame. I don't know. You know what I mean. The when it gets too old and then you can use it. It's like, you know. Isn't it strange? Like, think about like aliens come to Earth, and they're like, "Okay, you guys, so what are you fighting over?" And so yeah, what we are fighting over is that we made like we are at the verge of creating the most powerful AI ever, but it's not allowed to look at stuff because the stuff is too new. You can't look at it yet. It can look at it later, but yet is too early to look at it. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? What is that? You know? And then if it's old, you can look at that. No problem then. You know? Because then at some points, based on our own lifetime, it becomes okay to look at it and use it and sell it and copy it and make anything with it you ever wanted, you know? No problem. But if it's too fresh, no, you can't look at it. And I was like, what's going on? What is going on? By the way, I mean, that video is pretty cool, but are you kind of like seeing so many ads right now? Like the guys from the gaming apps, they have really picked up on that AI can create these kind of videos of fake games. And create all kinds of like, for now suddenly for the same video game, you have ads in all kinds of video game styles created by AI. For the video game, which might not even exist, right? Mulan, public domain, that's what I mean, yeah. The Ballad of Hua Mulan. So that's a real thing? Oh, interesting. offers much more enticing because of the simplicity. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's a strange world we're living in. And there we have another video. Let's see that. Very cool. Kind of strange with the front here made from stone. But the rest is kind of nice. With the dinosaur looking in from the side. All right. Pretty cool. There we go. It's like a poem, 400-year-old poem. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it's kind of like crazy how often full movies or big stories are made out of like really short stories, or in this case, like just a poem or something. And then they are turned and they are fleshed out and created into something way bigger. But kind of following the same idea of the story, right? So that's kind of interesting. Okay, how do we look? We have another half an hour. There we go. Oh, there we have the video that's now created with 2.1. Oh, it's even with sound. Look at that. You can't hear the sound. 1 second. It's not amazing sound. It's more like... Yeah, you don't really hear anything. But yeah, not the same as Midjourney. You can probably do it with another. Oh wait, did I look at the wrong video? No, I looked at the same. I looked at the correct video. That's okay. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, there we go. Okay, let me know if you got some more links we can look at. I wish we could scroll a little bit more through Midjourney here. By the way, I wanted to try out a little bit more these kind of Midjourney. It does create some pretty cool stuff. Always very nice. Let me check this out. By the way, I should be able to see what I have created. Ah, so there's my stuff. I have no idea why I created that. Guy with a whiskey glass. I was testing something. Oh, that's for the runway video. Okay, yeah, these are the scenes for the runway video. And I made them in Midjourney because the artistic style of Midjourney is just way better. And I wanted to have something nice for the video. And you can see like it's really beautiful and cinematic. The characters and the lighting that Midjourney is creating is just really, really cool. And also look at the nice details here. What else have I created? Anime style. Doggos. Did I do something with that? I think I tried to animate that guy, and then Runway didn't notice his face. Oh, that was also cool. Like someone was posting an artist. It was interesting. Like an artist was posting an artwork on X, but an actual like hand drawn artwork, right? And then I downloaded the artwork, uploaded it to ChatGPT, and say, get me a prompt based on that, because I didn't want to use the artwork as an input. I just wanted to have the inspiration of the image. And I created that. And I would say, personally, I like that pretty good, the image. There was some, of course, people got really upset that they like use AI in not competition, but in response to an actual artist. And they also pointed out some points that are pretty interesting. For example, why is there light here in the city if the planet has been going down. There should be different things here, not lights, not city lights. There should be like no lights and then maybe some fires and stuff like that. A ruined city with broken buildings, that would make more sense. So that was a pretty good critique point, but otherwise I have to say it looks pretty good. One said this isn't blood here, looks like color, but to be honest, who writes stay away in blood? It washes off with the first rain. You would use color, right? Unless you're stupid, you would use some kind of color. So that makes complete sense to me that this is in color here with the stay away, which is amazing that Midjourney is able to do that. And then I turned it into a video also, which was amazing because not just creating the concept art, but then also turning it into a short animation video is pretty cool. That's very, very nice. There's a second sign here. So the video has some mistakes in it. But you can create multiple videos, so that's okay. Look at this one, for example. This one might be better here. Yeah, that looks way better. Look how cool that is. And this is something that is really useful. I feel a lot of AI is useful on a level where you don't have the skill, but you have a certain idea. And this is for the level of, for example, often I have talked with advertisement agencies, and often it is the case that, for example, the art director isn't the artist. So the art director can't necessarily draw and do good sketches. They only can do like very basic sketches, and then they push it over to an artist who flashes it out. But with AI, you can sit down as an art director with the customer, because the art director is the communication between the art team and the customer, to sit down, create some ideas with the customer, figure out, does it look good, does it not look good, and then push it over to the artist, and they can flesh it out more and make something of it. And that's also something. A couple of days ago, I talked to a programmer for a company, and they do business to business. And what he said is like vibe coding is really bad, and most of the stuff you can't really use if it becomes a little bit more complex. So the more you know about coding, the less useful vibe coding is for you. And because it can create code, and the code might work, but the code is overly complex and it uses way more resources than it should. So it's not efficient, and you can't, in the end, you can't use it. But what he said, what is interesting for AI is the customer can come up with an app, with a landing page, with something they want to have, and say, we would like to have an app or a function like that. It should work kind of like that. And then they give it to the developers, and they make it, they write it in good code, and they convert it into an actual app and make it an actual program or a software solution or whatever. So in that regard, AI is really, it can be really helpful, right? So that's pretty interesting. Anyways, man, should I get Midjourney or not? Midjourney is like you have a crazy dream, and you're diving into that dream and just exploring all kinds of stories. And I never, to be honest, I never get that feeling with Flux or any of these other models out there, because either the models are too specific, so they give me exactly what I want. Like, for example, Higgsfield is super sophisticated in giving me that specific effect of the camera movement that is very good for advertisement, but not so useful for most other things, because it's made for advertisement, right? But this kind of like being very good and being very creative at the same time, I don't really know anything other than Midjourney that can actually do that. And it's not cheap, but yeah, I don't know. You know, one thing I kind of like figured out for myself. Sorry that I'm like what is it called? Rumbling? No, I don't remember the word. One thing I figured out for myself is, often if you see something and that one thing is the best solution and you can afford it good enough, buy that solution. rather than searching for something else that might be cheaper, but it's not as good. And it's like the marketing promises you, oh, it's going to be really cool. If you found something that works for you and is exactly that what you need, what you're looking for, and it has a price where you say, I can handle that price, buy that. Don't look for something else. Because then you buy what you actually wanted instead of saving, I don't know, maybe 10 bucks, maybe 50 bucks, and you get something that is not really what you wanted, but kind of, but not really, and you will never be happy with it, and you will always look to the thing on the side and say, ah, shit, I should have gotten that other thing. You know what I mean? Rambling, there we go, rambling, yeah. Yeah, so sometimes it's just worth it to get that thing. I want to show you, I want to give you one example. What's the time, by the way? Oh, okay. Do we have some more links? Oh, we have one more link here. Cool. 1 second. Oh, is this with sound? Okay, let me mute this. Okay, it's with sound anyway. It's without sound anyways. The quality is really low. Oh, okay. It's not getting better. All right, so we have a cat. We have a cat kicking a crocodile. There we go. Oh, with big titties. Okay. To be honest, I love Cornish Rex. That's the kind of, like, that's not a Cornish Rex, but Cornish Rex. These are Cornish Rex. I love them. They are very beautiful. They're very kind and cute cats. But at the same time, I'm telling you right now, don't get a Cornish Rex. I didn't get it from the breeding guy. I got it from the internet because someone didn't want it anymore. And they have, because of the breeding, I didn't get the cat because I wanted a Cornish Rex cat. I got the cat because it was just a cat online and you could get it. And I was like, yeah, okay, it looks good. I'm taking it. I got it for free, by the way, which is pretty amazing also. But because of the breeding, they have some psychological problems and they pee everywhere. And they are kind of like a little bit stressed or such. So don't get a Cornish Rex, even though they're super cute cats. And they smell sweet. They have a sweet smell to them. And the hair is like sheep hair a little bit. It's like, you know, like wire, like, you know, soft and like a sheep a little bit. But don't get them. But yeah, they're very cute. If I can shelter another cat, even though, no, I probably wouldn't take it because they peed everywhere. Anyways. Okay, we have another one here. And then I want to show you something I bought, which was expensive, but I thought, ooh. Holy schmoly. Okay, wow. That's a... She didn't skip leg day. I can tell you that much. That bounced off like... Oh, yeah, there we go. Boom shakalaka. Okay. Well, okay. Bouncy, bouncy. What's racist? What? Okay, anyways. There we go. Why doesn't this link work here? Oh, hello. All right, there we have Miss Artist. Very cute with the bunny. I love that. There we go. That's one thing about, that's one thing I love about Asia. That they really embrace cuteness. The women and the men. Like having, I don't know, some plushie hanging from your back or some bunny on your shirt or stuff, completely normal. Oh, thank you very much, Odek. Thank you very much for that compliment. Really beautiful. Very much appreciate that. Very cool. If you want to learn, you should dabble with stuff on your own. Yeah, I agree that you should, if you want to learn AI, you should dabble on your own with stuff. But then at the same time, one of the problems is that the offline models, the local models, are now less powerful than the online models. And I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any kind of like nano banana that you can run on a normal computer in a good speed for free, you know? Because the models are getting too big and too powerful, and then you need to have a very expensive graphic card and a very good computer to run that kind of stuff. And in comparison, the amount you pay for a service that creates what you want to create is kind of affordable, I guess. Like a good computer, I would say $4,000, right? So for that, you can run Midjourney for, oh God, my math is not mathing. Let's say 8 years. And 8 years, your computer's not going to run 8 years, and especially not using the newest local models. You have to like upgrade probably let's say every 3 years or something. So that's way more expensive. But it always depends on what you want to do with it, and if you have the resources, and if you can monetize it so you get money out of that again with your investment, or if the hobby is worth it to you, and if you have the technical skill. There's a lot of like different factors why you should do or should not do something. Yeah. I'm just feeling like the open source community is getting a little bit left behind. Because of the high requirements of what it costs to train and fine-tune these models and what it costs to run the models for the community. I think I'm almost certain that, let's say, I would say at least 50% of the people who have used Stable Diffusion 1.5 and 2 and SDXL have been left behind by Flux and models like that because their hardware just wouldn't take it anymore, right? And they are still on probably 1.5 or SDXL running these older models and can create really cool stuff with that, and they just can't afford to go higher and do other stuff. But the stuff we have seen with SDXL and such is really, really good. And then also, like, there were so many developments from all these like control nets and such with fixing the face, fixing the hands, fixing the bad art and stuff like that, that you could get very good results out of that, I would say, right? So, yeah. That the artist is giving your money away. I mean, you're always giving your money away. Either you invested in your own hardware, but that hardware is getting old, so you're giving it to the hardware company, but you own the hardware, or you give the money away to some online service, but you give away less money. It's also a question of like investment. So let's say you have $10,000. Should you buy hardware for $10,000 and run your local models, or should you invest, let's say, $1,000 in online services, keep the other $9,000 to invest it in something else, and then, or maybe just like, I don't know, buy stocks or something, make some money with it, and then you have more to invest? That's the reason why a lot of companies buy stuff also from the outside. A lot of companies don't run their own servers. They have stuff online on other servers because it doesn't make sense for them to buy all that hardware. Even though they make money with that hardware, it's still more affordable for them to rent a server online or to rent camera gear or other kind of stuff, you know? Like, for example, Apple gets their displays from Samsung. Even though Samsung is their competitor on the smartphone market, and it's a subsidiary of Samsung. It's Samsung Display, not Samsung Electronics, blah, blah, all that kind of stuff. It's still Samsung. And Apple is okay buying the displays for their iPhone from a competitor because apparently, for some reason, it's cheaper for them to get it from Samsung than making their own displays, right? There you go. That's just how business works. It doesn't mean that you have to think about what do you need and where do you need to buy it, right? For example, there is no... I mean, that depends on what you do and how you want to work with it. But for example, there is not really anything that can replace After Effects. So if you want to have After Effects, you have to pay the subscription for Adobe. That's just it. That's how that goes. And you can try to do it with open source, but you probably spent that much amount of time and then you're not compatible with anything in the market that you're losing more money than you make. For example, all the filters, all the pre-made effects that you can import, that you can buy for After Effects, they are all just for After Effects, not for the other software. So all of these premium effects, either you build them yourself and it costs you a shitload of money to create them yourself, or you just pay After Effects for a month, or as long as you want to use it, and you can use all of these After Effects bundles, which a lot of people do because they're automations of the creation of a process, right? So yeah. Yeah, but supporting small business, do that if you want to do that. If you can afford to do that, you can do that. If you have someone around you who can do what you need and they have a price you can pay, you can do that. But it's a nonsense argument to say you have to buy from small business just because they're a small business. What does that tell me? What does that bring me? You know, if I go to a supermarket, I get like 5,000 products. If I go to a small market, I get maybe 500 products, and most of them might not be the product I'm actually looking for. So why would I buy from them if they don't have what I want? And then also they have another price that I also don't want to pay. It's not always the solution. It's sometimes the solution, but not always, you know. Doesn't make sense. You can, like, try to buy a smartphone from a small business. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah. Or a digital camera, or a laptop. What small business makes a laptop? You can't, you know, you just can't. You can do in some cases, but you can't do in other cases. It really depends. It's not a one-fits-all solution. And also it's not like it's not an argument that always makes sense. Just like people say, oh, buy locally because it's better for nature. No, it isn't. It's not. Buying locally is sometimes better for nature, but sometimes it's not better for nature. And yeah, there we go. Wow, very cool. Very nice. Pretty cool. For example, sometimes there's solutions where it uses way more chemicals and way more energy and resources to do something locally because it's not meant to be locally, than doing it somewhere else where it grows naturally and then ship it here. Because it grows there. And here you have to do some crazy stuff to like force nature into doing it here, even though it's not meant to be here. No, not such a great idea. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's just how it is. Yeah, maybe they do. I don't know. Yeah, totally. You can't do professional work without Adobe most of the time. Depends who you work for, but most of the time you can't, because it's just an industry standard. This is why it is a standard. It's a great opinion to have. If you can buy locally and if you want to buy from small business, you can do that. For example, I love indie games. But it doesn't mean I always only buy indie games. And when I buy a game, I buy it on a gaming platform. I buy it on Steam or something else, mostly on Steam. The reason why I buy it on Steam is because I only need one account and I can be sure that I can download it from that account, you know? If you buy an indie game, this is a good example. If you buy an indie game from an indie studio on their website and then 1 year later they go broke and the website is gone and their servers are down, good luck getting that game back unless you have a backup on your drive. If I buy that game on Steam and the company is gone, the Steam game is still there. I can still download it. No problem. That's why I buy from Steam, because I know I get it from Steam. Other companies, I don't know. There have been lots of companies that got out of business. Hardware companies, software companies, all companies, you know. And if they say lifetime guarantee, that is the company lifetime. That's not your lifetime. That's the company. If they go out of business half a year later, that's the lifetime they meant with that. Because there's nobody else you can hold accountable for. If I buy it from Steam, I can hold Steam accountable for, because I have a contract with them, not with the company. That's the difference, you know. If Steam goes down, can happen, but it's very unlikely, you know. If Steam goes down, that's it. But by the time Steam goes down, I have already played the game and I don't want it anymore. I mean, I don't really care personally about a 10-year-old video game that I have already played and not looking into anymore. So, you know. And also I can get my money back from Steam. That's another thing, you know. If you buy from an indie like developer on some kind of Kickstarter and they don't deliver, your money is gone. That's just it. That's the bet you make when you buy from Kickstarter. But you can do whatever you want. I don't care. Buy from big companies, buy from small companies. I buy sometimes from big companies. I buy sometimes from small companies. I bought this hardware. This was actually an example I wanted to show you from the hardware that is like worth the price. This is a USB music controller from a small indie startup company. They developed this and it's really good. And it's exactly what I want. It's not the launch pad. It's not the, what is it called? The Appleton kind of thing. It's not the machine from Native Instruments. A lot of big companies that do these pads, but this does something else, and this is exactly what I want. And it has the arrangements of the buttons, so I can create melodies without needing to know how to play a piano. It does exactly what I want. It's kind of pricey, so it's about, I think, 288 euros. So it's not exactly cheap. You can get a full-fledged synthesizer for the same price of this thing here, but it does exactly what I want. So that's good, and it's for a small company, and I'm taking the risk that maybe they go out of business. But it's a controller. I mean, what can really happen to that other than I'm not getting upgrades for it? It still sends the music data that I need to make the music. So the risk seems rather low. The price is a little bit high. So usually if that would be from a big company, you would pay probably half the price or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it does what it does. And that's worth it, you know, rather than having a headache for something. I myself do a passionate own art with open source tools and cheap tools. Then you see the piece made by a team using Adobe. Yeah, that's the shitty thing, you know. When they take something that is open source and then they just use this tech. And this also has happened to me where I create something and then later on I see the workflow being used by like startups and such. But isn't that why it is open source? You can hardly complain about making something open and then someone using that open thing, you know? You could say, oh, they're not paying or they're not saying where it's coming from, but isn't that also a little bit of the idea, at least, that we say, here it is, everybody use it, you know? It's shitty that they use it for money without saying where it comes from, but we didn't specifically upload stuff as workflows to get credit for that, right? You didn't make a workflow for fame or for money, you did it to share it. And one company sold it for money, but you're still having the open source workflow out there. So it's shit, but, you know, If it's not protected, it's not protected. That's kind of the thing, you know? You could protect it. But, and also you probably couldn't protect it because you didn't write any software. You put together some stuff in a workflow, you can't copyright that. That's not even like legally able to be protected. So that's, yeah, you know? The question is like, when we go for progress and someone uses that progress, we still change something in the world. Even though someone makes money on your back, and that's shitty and it doesn't feel good, it still changed something in the world, you know? So I kind of can swallow my pride and not be greedy at that moment and say, yeah, fucking use it. If you think my workflow is cool and you want to make money with it, yeah, I'm not gonna lawyer up for a workflow that I gave for free, you know? So yeah, well, what can I do, you know? As long as like there is a community around and they develop stuff and it progresses into the future and we try out stuff that is cool and interesting, that's pretty cool. But this kind of like hate mongering and rage baiting from both sides and everything becoming toxic over nothing is like, what are we even talking about? I'm not on that side, because the problem for me is we very well know that AI models that we use have been trained on stolen art, and now we cry over our stuff getting stolen, even though we know the other stuff was stolen? No, that's not how it works, you know? If we are for openness and we claim to be open, then really be open, you know? And if someone takes your stuff, well, shit, but that happens, you know? That's just what open is. You know, that's just how that works. Just like in nature, it's the same thing. If you, I don't know, if you're a krill, for example, and you swim in the ocean, there's a lot of krill, and some get eaten and some don't get eaten, but it's part of being krill to be eaten, you know? You can't be krill and not want to be eaten. That's just what it is, and sometimes someone swallows you, you know? I would rather see AI progress and the community stick around and say, hey, we are doing it and stuff happens, but we still keep on doing it, than everybody like hiding behind their need for, I don't know, validation or whatever. If you need validation, do something where you protect yourself, but then you're in the same boat as the other people who hate AI, and lawyer up and make copyrights and like protect your stuff. I would like to go the other way, to be honest, where there's no copyright, where people just like do things fairly. And of course, like, people stealing your workflow is not fair. But someone is always the asshole. What can you do, you know? There's still the rest of the community and they can use the tools, right? So, yeah. And another thing that I would like to see is from the like open source community to make things simpler, because one of the biggest problems I hear over and over again is that a lot of people are kept out because the tools are just too complex to install, too complex to keep up, or even to use, especially with ComfUI. And that's also a certain form of gatekeeping, you know? And not in an active way, more in a passive way, because there is maybe not enough time to develop the tools in a better way, or there's not enough resources to do it in a better way. Both might be true, but it still keeps a lot of people out. They don't have the technical knowledge, they don't have the time or the resources, they don't have the hardware, so they just can't do it, and they are left behind. And the problem is, those people, they all get fished up by the guys who make the money. Because the guys who make the money say, hey, we actually built that simple solution. If you come to us, you only have to push a button. We might not be as good, but it's easy. You know, no installing, no hardware, no requirements. You can do it on your phone or your tablet or whatever, and you push a button and that's it. And it costs you $20 a month. And a lot of people are like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Before I fuck up my computer with software from I don't know where, and then it doesn't even run, I just press a button and pay some money. People like convenience. That's just how it is, you know. That's the game of life, you know. I don't know, you know, something gets developed and then someone else comes, makes it a little bit more convenient, and they cash in. And the people who develop, they usually suck their thumb and sit outside of the factory and don't get any credit or money from that. That's just how the world is. But yeah, it's still going forward. It's shit. It's a shitty game. It's a shitty game we all play, but it's still good to be a player and keep being part of that game and using the tools. And I think the best thing you can do with all of this stuff that's going around is, no matter if the tool is open or closed or free or paid, make with it what you dream for yourself as the purpose of what you want to create. Don't let yourself being held back by, oh, it's not free, oh, it's paid, oh, it's open, oh, this and that. If you want to do something, you know. The rest is water down the river. Forget about that. Don't get hung up on this and that kind of philosophy or logic or whatever. If you want to do something and that tool that can do it costs $10, just spend the $10 and do it. You know, just, yeah. You are more important than everything else in the world, that you create what you want to do. That's the main thing, right? That you fulfill your dreams. The rest is happening with or without you. You can't change the world, but you can change your life. And there we go. I have a dream. No. Okay, the preacher is preaching. And we're also over time. Now we're a little bit over time. Doesn't matter. Anyways, little monologue at the end of the video. There we go. Oh, man. But I'm not on either side. Whatever works, and that's important, you know. Sometimes it's open source and sometimes it's closed source. And I do play video games on Xbox Live because it's a fucking shit company who destroyed a lot of companies who are great for gaming, but they also have a cool service. What can I say? That's just how it is. Yeah, and then at the same time, I can't show you another example of something else, but yeah, doing my open source indie 3D printing shit. So yeah, everything, yeah, comes together at some point. Affinity Photo. I'm interested in the possibility to load Adobe Photoshop files. You can load Photoshop files in Affinity Photo, but because Affinity Photo, of course, doesn't have all of the technology that Photoshop has, not everything will work. You can open it, you can save it, but you might want to save it as a new file because a lot of stuff might not work anymore if you open it up in Photoshop, because a lot of the technology inside of a Photoshop file is proprietary to Photoshop. And of course the other way around too. If you do stuff in Affinity Photo and open that up in Photoshop, if you come back to Affinity Photo, it might not work anymore. So make a copy of that just to have a backup and be safe for that. Yeah, and then see how far you can go with that or not. Yeah, but going between these tools is always difficult. There's not rarely, unless you just use basic tools, will you have a transfer of 100%. A lot of stuff is just not the same in both softwares. Yeah, and both are pretty good, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, anyways, there we go. A lot of preaching. I hope also some kind of interesting stuff today with the AI stuff. And yeah, see you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Let me find the music. There we have the music. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. I hope you had a great time. I had a fun time watching at your amazing art. Thank you very much for that. And see you soon. Bye.